Hello and welcome to today's episode of Spiritual Business Marketing Talks. On today's episode, we're going to answer one of the biggest questions I get asked, not only by spiritual businesses, but by all businesses ever. And that is the massive $1 million question: where do I find clients online? This is actually one of the most simple things to answer, yet it is the first breadcrumb on the trail to getting clients. Because once you know where they are, then you have to understand how to convert these people into your clients, which is a story for another day. So keep watching this series, make sure you like and follow and subscribe to this channel, and you'll find out exactly how to find clients, get them as your followers, and then turn them into customers. So, the topic of today is where to find spiritual clients online. Well, the first thing you need to understand is who are your clients? What are their problems? What are their pains? What are their daily issues that they struggle with? And the sort of things that they'd be interested in hobbies, topics of conversation, things that they might want help with, anything really that could be of interest to them. I guarantee there is a Facebook group or a LinkedIn group or an Instagram profile or a Reddit subreddit or a Quora question online that these people are asking. So what you need to do is find out those questions. Find out what it is that they're asking, what it is that they want to know. And you need to find out what their pains are, and then you need to find out where they're going to find those answers. Sounds really simple, but unless you have a really good detailed understanding of who your clients are, it can be a bit of a minefield. So what I highly recommend is, if you haven't already, watch my episodes 3 and 4, which talk about how to build a client avatar. Because if you have a fully formed client avatar and you really understand who your clients are, then this part will be a whole lot easier. Because you'll not only know what their pains are, what their challenges are, what their hobbies and their likes are, but then you'll have an understanding of how to communicate to them as well. The sort of tone of voice that would be great for them to listen to, and you'll literally have a much better understanding of where to begin today. So, if you haven't watched those videos, follow one of these links in the description below and go and watch one of those first, and then come back and watch today's video. So, when you know who your customer is, when you have an understanding of what their problems are, you'll really know what they're seeking for help. So, for example, they could be struggling with depression. We all help with people with depression. It's a well-known issue that a lot of people are struggling with today more than ever, especially since COVID's hit. So where would people go to get help about depression? Well, they could Google search, and they might find blogs, they might find information, they might comment on those blogs. So you can go and look for blogs that are talking about depression and see if anyone has commented on them. You can look at Quora, which is a database of questions where people ask on a daily basis, how do I get help with this? How does this happen? What do I need to do? And people will just generally on a daily basis ask these sorts of questions. And what you can do then is comment back your answers. You can tell them how you can help, and you can give them links to your website, give them links to your Facebook profile, get them to contact you in whatever way you prefer, and then you can speak to them and help them that way. Another great way is to find Facebook groups that help with depression, subreddit groups that help with depression. If it's a specifically generated depression, maybe it's brought about by the loss of a family member, through grieving, maybe it's through being the victim of someone being cheated on. There are all sorts of groups out there for support to these kinds of people. Now, it sounds a bit predatory, preying on these problems and things, but ultimately you're here to help people. So what you've got to get past the blockage of is you're not preying on people, you're looking for people to help. You're looking for people in need, you're looking for people who you really can lovingly support with your healings, with your treatments. And you need to go to the places where they hang out. Now, you don't have to just reach out to every single person in those groups and spam them with messages and contact them over and over again, because that can be a little bit aggressive. It is a tactic, many people do it, and it does work to a degree. But what I highly recommend is that you start posting in those groups hints, tips, and advice on how you can help and how literally, if you give them a practical piece of advice, like for example, if you offer breath work to help people with depression or anxiety, for example, let's focus on anxiety for this example, and you have a specific technique that can help reduce anxiety when they're feeling a panic attack coming on. So you give them a breathing technique that will help them in those moments. If they go away and have a panic and then use your technique, that will instantly give them the understanding that what you're teaching them works. Because I guarantee it will work. We know it works, you know it works, I know it works. And what we need to convince is other people that it works. And once they see the value in what you're teaching and what you're giving to them, they will come back for more. So the key is, you really have to understand the sort of challenges that these people are experiencing and how you can help them. And you also need to build a set of free tools and examples of how you can help people, so you can post into these groups with your tools, with your tips, with your actions that they can take, so they can actively see the benefits, and then they'll follow you. They'll say, wow, this person really helped me. I'm going to look for them on social media. I'm going to come and follow them. I'm going to actually listen to what they do. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to either follow you, and they also will pay for your services. Because here we're just trying to build trust with people online. The more you give, the more you gain. So remember that, givers gain. And it's really true. So if you're trying to find people online and you want them to be customers, the key is to look for the kind of people who need your services and understand the kind of places that they're going to search for help for your services. Now, this isn't going to be just people. If you're a Reiki healer, you're not going to just go into spiritual and Reiki groups. There will be groups out there where people are struggling with depression. There are going to be groups out there where people are struggling with anxiety, with postnatal depression, with insomnia. There are all sorts of support groups out there where you can really help these people. Now, what you've got to be careful in is that you don't upset people and post content into these groups that is inappropriate. So some groups will not allow self-promotion and spam, so you can't put videos in. But what you can do is give them advice. This is the key. Share case studies of people that you've helped and the steps that they took, so that you're educating people onto those steps so that they can take them too. This is absolute gold and really is one of the best ways to help people and help yourself by helping others first. So the more that you can solve people's problems in these groups, the more that they will see you as a voice of authority and a voice of knowledge and a voice of someone who can actually help them for real. And when these people are actually ready to spend money to really solve their problems, they can come to you. So I hope that's helped with understanding where you can find clients online. It's actually a lot more simple than you think, but you really need to understand who your customers are and what their key problems are. So you need to really identify their pains, the problems that they're going to be needing to solve, and where you can find them. Now, if you don't think your customers have any problems, then you need to start again with your avatar, because everybody has problems. So really spend some time digging deep into making your avatar the best it can be, and go from there. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you again soon.